upper left-hand corner of the screen, playing as the blue Protoss, it's none other than LG Incredible Miracle Seed. And his Korean opponent, his mainlander friend, but currently foe, this is StarTale.Squirtle.
And this match, there's so much at stake. They're currently in the lower bracket round of 3. They're in the 3rd round of the lower bracket.
4th round.
Oh, 4th round.
Yes.
4th round of the lower bracket. So they need 2 additional victories to be sure of qualification,
Yes,
isn't it?
That is completely correct. And now the way that it stands right now is that they do have to win 2 to get a spot at all, for sure.
Yeah.
Because the way
Wait, if they win 2, they get a spot, but if they win 1 and then
they will have to play a constellation.
Lose, they could still win 1 more to play the constellation, and that is because Sen and Creator have already qualified, and they're facing each other.
Right. So what would happen?
So top 7 qualifies if they enter the.
If they get into the top 6, but if Creator or Sen lose their next game and finish at round of 8, then you have to be in the top
so
6.
if you want to have full control over your destiny, you need to win 2 games in a row.
Yes.
At this point onwards. Alright, so let's take a look at how these players are playing the game. Seed has decided to check for proxy gates, and then he has decided to go scout, whereas Squirtle is not scouting at all and has not checked for proxies either, which is kind of cool.
About it.
Yeah, he's not worried about it. He's choosing to have an economic advantage, discounting that possibility. And when you look at Seed's track record, Seed has exactly done proxy gates once in his professional career. He never used to do it, so no one ever used to scout against Seed. Then he did it just once, and it worked, obviously. And now he's not doing it once again.
Oh, that's what it's all about. That's a really smart way to do things, right? Play straight up all the time, so you almost get a guaranteed win when you can get out there and do a proxy. Because so much of the league that he plays in, right? So much of the GSL is research. So if you're researching an opponent and they never do a proxy,
then they're not going to do it, most likely. But you
or
never
so you would think.
Yeah, exactly. So that's smart. You're setting this game image, and then you abuse that.
Oh, wow. Seed really intelligently was trying to pull apart one of Squirtle's probes just far enough so that he could just maybe fight it without the additional probes helping him, but Squirtle saw right through it and pulled the probe back.
Yeah.
Now, both the players are doing pretty much the same exact thing. You can see that Squirtle is only marginally behind as far as getting out his probe and stalker goes.
Yeah. Now, because Squirtle didn't scout at all in this entire game, let's take a look at his map vision. He is forced to go with the 2-gate opening. Like, it's the usual build. We usually see it already, but especially if you don't scout, you need to do that just so you get those 3 stalkers out rather quickly. Seed, however, he's doing the same thing. They're both chrono boosting their cybernetic score, not their gateways. We see sometimes a double chrono boost on the gateways to get the first, the second and the third stalker out fast. But they're going to do something like 5 stalkers into warping in 2 more. You're going to get 7 stalkers really soon, but you're saving money on the 3rd gateway, and that allows you to get a tech building earlier.
Whoa, and now we see Seed here going for the double sentry, but Squirtle has decided that he's going to go straight up to that robo. So what are the intricacies here, the differences between what they're doing?
I'm so glad you asked, Rob, because I was about to tell you. The intricacies, usually when you see double sentry, it's going to be a nexus, and that would be a 2-gate sentry expand. And then you get the nexus, and then you immediately follow up with the robotics. Now, what Squirtle is doing, he's applying 5 stalker pressure.
And he did get out there, and he got one of the stalkers all by themselves. Now, every stalker counts here, and this is going to be not exactly what Seed wants. The way that Seed works... Whoa, okay,
wow.
Doing a great trade there, catching one of the stalkers off guard, and now he's... Oh, wow, even catching the second one, that second beautiful force field, trapping the stalker there, and now Squirtle's aggression is pretty much completely halted.
Yeah, that was so sick. The first force field, okay, I expected that. But the second one was so razor sharp, so needle thin, so fast. And he got a second stalker kill with that. One stalker would have been kind of okay to check up there. It was a bit risky, but the second one, that was a painful loss for Squirtle. So in the end, 1 stalker killed off Seed, 2 stalkers killed off Squirtle, and Seed also has the earlier expansion, followed up with the robo, and it's going to go up to a total of 4 gateways. Whereas Squirtle, his expansion would be so much later if he made it reactively that he has decided to go for a robotics bay and will most likely try to leverage his early tech advantage and maybe go for something like an all-in with Colossus.
Oh, wow. So this is really tricky. Seed is actually in a very comfortable spot here, I would imagine.
Yeah. There is the element that he won't be able to break force fields anytime soon, and Squirtle will be able to do that. So that is going to be the advantage that Squirtle has.
Especially because Seed went for so many sentries.
Exactly,
Okay.
4 sentries, a big dependency on force fields to control the fight. Now, maybe you're wondering, how does Seed win a push like that with the Colossus?
I am wondering that.
What would be the smartest way, the smartest place for him to engage? The closer he engages to his own natural, the more the terrain could be used against him, because it could be quite cramped. But the further he moves out and gets to Squirtle's base, like in the middle of the map, the less units he's, the more outside of his base he is, the further away his new warpins are. So it gets a little bit tough to try and defend.
Quite a bit of a dance then between where you want to engage and where all of your units are coming in. And I'd imagine that the reason that it would be more advantageous for Seed to be just slightly far out is because the Colossi has to be at least a little bit more vulnerable when you're fighting outside of the base. Whereas when you're pushing up the ramp, you have all of your units in a really clumped area.
Exactly. So I wonder actually how it would work out if you just build a pylon here and you choose to engage out in the open. It's an option.
Oh wow, is he doing that, or is that Squirtle building a forward pylon?
That's Squirtle.
I was like, wow, he's doing it, buddy.
That would be sick. Well, it's just going to be the one Colossus without range with an Immortal following up. That's surprising. And he's also reinforcing with 4 Warp Gates. Now he's going to check out and see what's up. Very nice spread there by Seed. Very smart that he's not actually choosing to engage above the ramp here, but he's staying away so that he can actually have a better spread.
Oh, right, because obviously that's the only way that Squirtle's going to be pushing up anyway, so you want to force him to be in that choke. And then as long as you engage and get your Zealots to connect, he's not going to be able to break that concave.
Yeah. So this looks pretty tough for Squirtle. Without having like a Warp Prism in the main base to pull Seed apart, Seed is so prepared for this. He already has 4 Immortals. And what you're going to see, Seed is still going to use Force Fields, and that will allow... that will force Squirtle to push in with his Colossus and break them.
And that is Immortals. Focus that Colossus
exactly
straight down. Oh, and here comes the push now. He does have the force fields being laid down, but the Zealots have already broken the front line. They are connecting quite a bit, but now we're seeing the force fields used to protect the units in the back. The Colossi not even worried about trying to get in there, and Seed's Immortals and all of his Stalkers have done a great job staving off the first wave.
So 1 Immortal went down for Seed. That was a pretty good fight by Squirtle, but he doesn't have a lot of energy left. Let's see how it's going to go this time. The Zealots are more numerous for Seed. That Colossus is getting focused down a bit by the Immortals and will pull back. Does a great number on the Zealots, and this is actually looking really good for Squirtle. He still has 3 Immortals, and he's focusing down a lot of those Stalkers. Time is a friend here for Seed, but Squirtle has the tech advantage. This Colossus is doing such a good job.
Oh, whoa, and all the probes are stuck back there. He's not able to get up and try to get us around on any of those units. And now Squirtle has had his 3rd Immortal join the fight. And now Seed, for the most part, really only has a lot of those armor units out there, making the Immortals that much more effective. He's going to be reinforcing with some Zealots. If he's able to close in, he could do some great damage here. Losing the Colossus, though, has taken away a lot of the punch from Squirtle.
Yeah, definitely. Losing the Colossus, that was a pivotal moment there for Seed. In taking that down, it allows him once again to make sentries to control this fight, and it looks like Squirtle has run out of steam, Rob.
Yeah, now he's going to be forced to pull back over here. Squirtle behind this is going for the Warp Prism back in his main base, but oh man, those Immortals are not long for this world. Squirtle is doing what he can with them, but they are bound to fall. Now he's going to have a small Warp Prism drop here, and just maybe if he's able to pull Seed's army fall... No, well... If Seed just goes for the push, I don't know what he's going to be able to do.
Yeah, the Warp Prism, it's not even a fighting unit. He hopes to use it for maneuvering, but that's it. Seed takes the first map. And
right side of the map, playing as the blue Protoss. He's leading 1-0 in the series. It's LGIM.Seed. And his opponent, the aggressor from the previous game, we've got StarTale.Squirtle. Now, there's already been some action happening. We have Seed sending out of his first probe very quickly and landing that very forward pylon. So we're expecting to see some proxy.
And what did I say about Seed last game?
He never proxies.
Except the one time. This is going to be number 2, guys. It's an historic moment. But this is going to be 10 supply into gateway. Sometimes we see like 8 or 9 supply gateway, which is a bit sooner. But he just has a little bit more resources as he does it, and his first zealot is going to come out a little bit later.
So now Seed once again banking on the fact that Squirtle does not get out there and scout very early.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if that's he didn't watch that from a replay because they started the second game so
very
soon.
Quickly.
And Squirtle is now scouting. The big question is he gonna actually check that place?
Oh, first checking his base, he's going to get out behind the natural, and I'd imagine check directly behind the minerals first. And will it be too late? The first gateway is just about to finish up. Oh, whoa, he does not even choose to go up and check any additional proxy locations, so Seed will be able to catch Squirtle completely unawares.
And this, I mean, I think that Seed studied Squirtle's scouting patterns before the start of this tournament. Made a little mental note, maybe made a little inscription upon his notebook, either mentally or in his notebook. This is pretty sick. A lot of people actually check this place. They check this place, but not the case so for Squirtle. Last game, no scouting at all, and now not enough.
So here, do you immediately move in with the first zealot, or do you wait for your second to finish?
Considering the fact that you did not get scouted,
you just
wait till 3.
Dude, and he can also see that there's no zealot being built from
second
Squirtle.
Gas, second gate, no zealot. This is GG.
Oh, wow.
This game is, I mean, there's almost no way for Squirtle to win this game. I can't consider it at all.
And
There's
there
3
he is
zealots
waiting
coming
for those
in.
3 zealots.
You can't actually kill 3 zealots with your probes. This is a terrible moment for Squirtle.
And the moment of realization when you see that, oh man, I know that this will not work against his strategy. And now he only needs to kill one of these pylons, and then Squirtle is just so far behind as far as production can possibly go. But as we see those probes go, he will have at least a little bit more time to try and get some goods out there. But really, Squirtle's not mining this whole time.
Yeah.
We're not going to see any additional units built after the ones that are there because Squirtle is moving out with his probes.
Yeah, so what's going to happen now, he's going to get that second Stalker out, and he's going to try and kite forever until Kingdom Come. That's going to be it. And he's going to bring these probes and try to kill off these probes.
But Seed has already prepared by building the forge over there. Now, is the forge going to finish in time? Will he be able to get a cannon down before we see the probes make it into Seed's base?
Well, what he's going to do, he's going to do a wall off, and then he's going to build the cannon as far back as possible so that there's any Stalker that will come will have a hard time taking it down. These probes are going to get locked out, and Squirtle will know desperation is very, very near for him. He can't get in by the time this cannon finishes. There will be 2 Stalkers.
Does he have 4 of the probes on the bottom able to do that? Okay, it looked like he was able to have 4 probes attacking one of the pylons. That would have been, I think, just enough damage to break through sooner.
Yeah,
but
you're right, I
having
think.
those there, it's just, I mean, that cannon's pretty much guaranteed to finish. He already has the second one building and using the additional probe over here to help him block. Oh, the Stalkers have joined the fight, but I don't know that they're going to make it out here in time.
And there's zealots hot on the heels. There's 4 zealots coming from behind. This Stalker's going to get surrounded. GG. Seed. That's PvP.